let's talk about Diddy and then get it out of the way.
Fine.
Okay.
So apparently he didn't. Diddy didn't.
He probably did, but I think he's still got a lot going on in civil suits. This was on the criminal side. This isn't Diddy's last day in court.
No.
So let's just be real clear on that, because in civil they don't have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. So,
right.
You know, one of my favorite sports questions is who was the last Jewish man to win the Heisman?
Not Blanchard.
Ron Goldman's dad. So he took it from OJ.
OJ.
So OJ won in the criminal side, but he got his ass kicked in the civil side. I see this happening with Diddy also.
Okay.
So I see
a lot of gold records going out the door.
I see the platinums. So I see this happening.
I'm old school.
With Diddy in a lot of ways. This isn't the end of it. He was found guilty on 2 of the charges of the 5, the 2 of the lesser charges. Maximum he could get is like 10 years, I think is what I heard.
On each, I believe.
On each one of those. But he doesn't really have a record prior to that.
Right.
And so it's probably, he's probably going to do a couple of years, I think, is
interesting,
what I'm hearing.
The conversation now, I believe, is whether or not he gets to get out on bail in the interim until the sentencing.
Yeah. I think that's going to happen.
Probably.
I think that's going to happen at this point.
I think he'll probably have to turn in his passport.
Yes, I believe that is true also. So, Blake, you got anything else you want to add to the Diddy, that slippery slide of Diddy?
Let's see. I'm trying to get the background image and focus here. I definitely want to say no, not really, because we so basically we kind of knew like Diddy like Sean Combs was going to be going to jail at some, like we definitely know like he did some stuff like we saw him act like shady around when Justin Bieber came over. He was feeling him for a while because he was paranoid that he had a wire on him. So we definitely knew like there was going to be something that was going to fall down from Diddy. What my interest is like basically like, okay, so because of his work with like Bad Boy Records, like what's the legacy of like the other artists that was associated with Diddy, like did they know as well, like and at least
I think they knew.
Yeah,
depends if they're invited to the parties or not.
I think they knew. I think everybody kind of knew how shady it was, but he had so much power or juice in the industry. It was one of those things. All right, we're just going to let it go. Yeah. And I think that's the same thing that happens with a lot of people with power. You know, they get away with a lot more. You know, it's not so much money; it's also having the power.
Right.
You know, and that's a dangerous thing in every society, and it's not just in the U.S. It's everywhere.
No, it's international.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, but the reason I brought that up was because like one of like Diddy's first partners that we know about was Biggie Smalls. So I'm not sure if we heard that.
I don't know if he had. Yeah. You know, because a lot of times these guys do little things to kind of test the water, and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger as they go. And Biggie died so early. Diddy didn't have the same juice that he had. No. You know, later on in his career. So, you know, that's one that, you know, I do like Biggie's music. So
So
couldn't tell you a song he did.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you a title, but I couldn't tell you a title of most of my favorite artists. I can't tell you a song title.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. I once the song starts, I can kind of sing along with it. Okay. But that's about it. You know, I'd be the worst person at name that tune. The only reason I know the Pina Colada song is Escape is because it's a trivia question.
Right.
Because everyone calls it the Pina Colada song.
Right.
You know, that's the only reason I know that title. So there's very few titles I actually know.
Yeah.
Well, last night's name that artist was a toughie.
Which one was? I don't remember what it was.
It was Blinding Lights by The Weeknd.
Oh, The Weeknd.
That's right. Yeah.
The younger generation song, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I like some of his stuff, but yeah, and I think he's having some issues because I think he's canceling tours, canceling concerts left and right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had to cancel a couple of them, but he's going to make them
Voice
up.
issues or?
I'm not quite sure.
I believe it might have been voice issues, but I know the guy that's doing it. He's retiring the Weekend brand, so he's going to be his own artist again.
Okay.
So
that's next week's trivia question: is what's the Weekend's given name?
Yeah.
Yes.
They're,
Do you
so,
guys?
but you know Malcolm X's given name.
Well, I
now.
also but I also knew Shabazz, which is what he changed it to after Little.
Yeah.
And that's what his wife and children are named.
Yeah. But
So.
I said at birth, I think. Was the way I worded the question.
Yeah, I wasn't going to argue.
Yeah. No.
That was
actually in the question.
right. All right.
His birth name.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Shabazz was not his birth name.
Right. No, he picked that one out himself, I believe.
Yeah, but one more thing I do want to add though is so with everything that we know and then like officially confirmed by the courts and then run it down by the jury do you believe like a lot of people are still gonna like listen to like Diddy's songs and like when you hear like scandals like previous artists in the past can you yourself like disassociate?
I can tell you, I won't play at trivia. I won't play Diddy music.
Okay.
I just because I don't want to offend somebody who might have, and I think there's going to be a lot of people like that.
Right.
So it's definitely going to hurt his brand in a lot of ways. I'm not a guy who personally associates with stuff like that. But I won't do that just so I don't hurt other people's feelings when I play music for other people.
Yeah.
So
The only real question I have on this entire trial is there was some question about some of the jurors were questioning the judge about one of the other jurors, and I never got any details on that. So I'm really not quite sure what was going on because I think there was one juror that was kind of bollocksing up the words, and I'm not quite sure what came from that. So because it got to the point where they were virtually on the precipice of a hung jury, and this person won't move this way and that person won't move that way. So
yeah. And Josh said he still listens to R. Kelly and Kanye, and I listen to Kanye, and I think he's absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
I think he's insane.
yeah.
So I mean, those things don't affect me, as much. But as a person who's playing for other people,
Right.
I won't play it for other people. If Diddy comes on, I won't be like, "Oh my gosh, Tony!" I won't be that
Right.
person. So
Just don't indulge it.
You just got to read the room.
Yeah.